I highly encourage every parent who has a child playing soccer to get a baseline test, no matter what position they play. It happens in a second. You don't think it's going to happen to you, but it can. And if you have information, you know where to start and how to help treat them the best way possible.
Hi, I'm Liam Fitzgerald. I'm 13 years old and I'm a goalkeeper, and I'd like to tell you about my concussion.
Liam was playing goalie and he was going to get a save, and the knee of the opposing player hit into the side of his head. At the time I couldn't see it because there were so many people around the goal, but he went right back into the game. It ended a few minutes later. On the drive home, he mentioned that he had a headache and it looked a little blurry. So we got him home, put him to bed, gave him some Advil, thought it was just a headache. The next morning he got up, no complaints. Went to school that day. Within 30 minutes, the school nurse called me and said, Liam has a tremendous headache. And I went to pick him up at school. I said, what's going on, buddy? And he said, the lights, the noise, I couldn't take it. It was really aggravating my head. So that same day we went to our family physician. She had him checked out, did some tests, came to the conclusion it was a concussion. We started him with the treatment, which was no lights in the room, no electronics, no reading, no visual activity at all for several days, and the symptoms were not going down. So we went to the neurologist next. Unfortunately, we did not have a baseline test, so we didn't have a comparison of where he might be before the concussion occurred. So we started the therapy. Again, more rest, continued darkness. Really hard to keep a 13-year-old down.
Well, after my concussion, I had like a really bad headache and everything was really blurry. So when I looked at the cars in front of us on our drive home, I saw like maybe 4 lights with the 2. And my head was hurting, so I kind of felt like a pounding in my head, maybe a bit of a ringing.
The challenge was that we didn't have any baseline tests for Liam. He was 12 years old at the time. So as soon as we went to the neurologist, that was the first question he asked, have you ever done any baseline testing? We hadn't. So we didn't have a measure of what his normal was versus his current condition. So all of the testing and all of the protocol that we had to go through was really based on Liam's symptoms and not any metrics that they had to measure against. So we just had to watch for the headaches to stop, the blurry vision to stop, and him to continue some kind of normal activity. I'm really happy to hear that NISL is taking such a great part in encouraging players to get baseline testing. The more information that you can get, the better. So their education and training and even the offering of the testing programs to the different teams will make a great difference. Having experienced a concussion with my son playing sports makes me realize that I want to encourage other parents to have baseline testing for their children. It's for peace of mind.